Good afternoon, District 200. Welcome back for another edition of Live in Your Community Schools. Thank you for joining us today. I can guarantee that any Friday afternoon slump you might be experiencing will go away. So thank you for tuning into our show today. Today we are going to be at Washington Elementary. Washington is located on the north end of our district. It was built in 1957 and has a little over 400 students in grades K through 5 enrolled at the school. So thank you for joining us today on Live in Your Community Schools. This show was developed to give you, our community members, an inside look into the teaching and learning that takes place inside of our schools. So thank you again. First, we are going to visit with Jennifer Craig at Washington Elementary. And there she is. Hello, Mrs. Craig.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to NASA Mission Control, otherwise known as the Washington Library. We are so glad you're able to tune in today to learn more about our rocket launch. Our fifth graders actually have already wrapped up their rocket engineering project, but today we've invited some parents in to see what it's all about.
Well, that is very exciting that you have invited some parents in to get a real hands-on feel for what their students do day in and day out. So I think next we're going to hear from Mr. J.J. Babb. He's your school's library director. Is that correct?
That's correct. He's right here next to me.
All right. Welcome, Mr. Babb.
Hi. Thanks for bringing the live show to Washington.
Absolutely. So, Mr. Babb, tell us a little bit about your library and what takes place there.
Okay, so students in kindergarten through fifth grade have weekly lessons where they come down for library skills and to check out books. And in addition to that, we also use technology and digital resources to learn content, and then students can put together different projects. We use a lot of different resources, and I'm excited for you to see our engineering project today.
So you're doing a rocket launch in the library, and so it's a great open space for staging this today. Would you say that this is a typical day at Washington Library? Is it usually this active of a place, or did you just stage it there today for us?
So it's just a different activity today. Earlier today and then yesterday, we had a couple of classes in at the same time. We had a fourth grade class, a fifth grade class in yesterday at the same time. And then we also have math and reading groups going on. So a lot of times we might have 50, 75, 100 students in here doing different activities.
Well, I think as we're learning through several of these live broadcasts that our libraries is certainly a very vibrant, busy, not so quiet space as they used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's correct.
Well, thank you so much for giving us an overview. Next, we're going to visit with the fifth graders. And so thank you, Mr. Babb.
Well, thank you.
And we are going to go over to where the fifth graders are. Welcome, fifth graders. And first,
Good afternoon, Erica.
Hi, Mr. Stravey. Thank you for joining us for Live in Your Schools.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
So what are we going to see today? Well, I guess I shouldn't say what are we going to see today. What have you been working on in the last couple of weeks that has led you to this rocket launch? So this is your NASA engineering project. This is your year-long engineering project. What have you been doing to lead up to today?
Well, for the last 2 weeks, we've had our NASA engineering project going on, and students had to actually construct rockets through experimental processes. They had to record and design a prototype, and then they had to design 4 identical rockets with all of their data that they use. They also used some computers to make a 3D model, and you'll hear from my colleagues in just a moment. And they also are sending messages to next year's fifth graders, and we're going to actually archive that information so we don't always have to start from square one every single school year.
Great. And I love how you dressed for the occasion today.
Oh, this old thing from the academy? Come on. It still fits.
So 3 students from your class are going to tell us more about the process leading up to today. Is that correct?
Absolutely. So here's some of the tasks that the students had to do to make successful rockets. Our first student is Zainab.
The first
Hi, Zainab.
The first part to making a successful rocket is the fuselage. There are three methods to making a good, successful fuselage. The first method is the spiral. You will need a pencil for this method. You spiral the paper around the pencil. The next method is the roll-up. For this one, you will also need a pencil. You roll it around the pencil and then you tape the middle and both ends. The third and final fuselage method is related to the first method, but you won't need a pencil for this one. So you roll it up and then you pull out the paper, and those are the three fuselage methods.
Great. Thank you so much, Zainab.
All right, next we have Jonathan, and he's talking about fin construction.
Hi, Jonathan.
Hi. The first fin method is a triangle method, which you will just put on the fuselage. The next method is also another triangle method, but what you do is you cut at the ends and fold them up to make it like feathers. And the next one is a circle method, which another peer did some research and found this method.
Great.
All right. Last, we have Aiden, and he is going to talk about the capsules.
Hi, Aiden.
Hello. The first way to make a capsule is the cone way. We found this out from a student from our school, and you just put a cone on the fuselage. The second method is you just twist the top of the fuselage, and then you have your twist method. And then my personal favorite is full tip. So what you do is when you're done making the fuselage, you just fold it.
Great. Mr. Stravey, I think we have some future engineers at Washington today.
They're incredible.
Well, good. So we have some parents joining us today. Is that correct?
We do. We have Mrs. Zaff here right now.
Hi, Mrs. Zaff.
Hi, Mrs. Lack.
Hi, Patrick. How are you?
I'm good.
We're good.
So what has the experience been like for you today, Mrs. Zapp?
It's been a lot of fun. It's unlike anything I ever did when I was growing up in elementary school. The opportunity to collaborate with peers and to challenge one another with different ideas and to test those ideas out is truly extraordinary.
Well, thank you for joining us. I hope that you and Patrick have a successful rocket launch here in the next few minutes.
Thank you.
Okay, and next, I believe we have some other students. Go ahead.
And this is Chloe. She's take it away.
Hi.
Hi, Chloe.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Did you use some technology to help build your rocket?
Definitely. We researched online and we used the computers and the iPads.
Okay. And did you use a program called Tinkercad?
Yeah. My classmates will be doing that in a minute.
Okay.
Right. And one of the things Chloe was also going to say was just about the process of building a rocket. And you want to share some of the things that you learned in that process?
Great.
We had to work through collaboration. We had to work with our peers and collaborate and figure out how to use other people's help without making our rocket their rocket.
Got it. So each rocket is its own unique creation.
Definitely.
Great.
All right. And then my colleagues will talk about the other components that you're ready to feature.
Okay. Mrs. Runick. Oh, I need to bring the other camera in. Just 1 minute. Thank you for bearing with us. There we go. Hi, Mrs. Runick.
Hi, good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us. So as Chloe mentioned, this year for our engineering project, we did decide to include a technology component. And like she said, that 3D program was called Tinkercad. And so I have three gentlemen here with me today who are going to be sharing some aspects of how they use the program. Today with me, we have John, August, and Mikey. And we're going to start with Mikey. Go ahead and share about your experience.
Thank you, Ms. Runick. I think using Tinkercad was really fun because it was we made 3D creations of our rockets. First, we made a 2D drawing of our rocket, as you can see right here. And then we went on Tinkercad and created a 3D version of our own rockets.
So I think I see Augie's here is on the screen right now. This was your Tinkercad, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Augie.
Would you like to add anything onto that?
Yeah, thanks, Mikey. What I liked about Tinkercad is how we could take this 3D format and then add different shapes to make our rocket. And I also think that this will be good for next generation because they can look at our Tinkercad design and they could take our success and make it into their success.
Very good. That is very mature and very forward thinking. We have to always make sure that we use our past to learn from our past to ensure a good future. So thank you for sharing that. And I think we have, is it Mikey next?
No, I'm John.
John, hi, I'm sorry. Hi, John, how are you?
Hi. So I like Tinkercad because other students who play Minecraft or use Legos would understand how to use it better. And it would make Tinkercad different from Minecraft or using Legos is that it was a little bit more challenging, and that's what made using Tinkercad fun.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us today. I think next we are going to head over to the launch area. Oh, no, we're not. Sorry about that. We are just working through some of our kinks here. Hello. Hi, Miss Shepard. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I love the orange suit.
Oh, thanks. I wanted you to see me, so I need to stand up.
Well, I see you have some students here with you today, and you're going to talk about the video blog that you're using to kind of document all of your progress.
Absolutely. So in the same way that we like to challenge our students to come up with innovative ideas, we as teachers wanted to amp up generation 2 of our rocket project. And so one of the ways that we did that was by having students create video logs to record their research and their successful designs so that future generations of students could learn from what they've already accomplished. And today I have 2 young ladies with me, Stella and Talia, who are going to tell you a little bit more about their experience with the blogging.
Well, thank you. Welcome, Stella.
Hi, my name is Stella, and every member of the second generation of rockets and engineers all made vlogs or videos about their rockets. And in their videos, they would include the components about the rockets. This is important because for next year's generation of engineers, they can see our vlogs and get ideas from our vlogs and make their rockets even better than our rockets were. Also, I did some extra research and I figured out that circular fins were the best choice for rockets. This diagram was inspired by my research of this rocket, and it has all the parts a diagram should need for a rocket. And now Talia will be talking about what she added in her vlog.
Thank you. So in my vlog that I made, I showed how I created this rocket, and I also showed how what the centimeter length was, and the fuselage was 13 centimeters long. The folded nose cone was 0.5 centimeters. And the fin was 8.2 centimeters.
Thank you so much, students. I think as all of our viewers can probably tell, this was a very long process, a very detailed process. Students learned a lot from this experience on how to build a rocket. And so now I think we are ready. Mr. Stravey, are we ready for this rocket launch?
We sure are. right over here, these are our students that had the right stuff. They're going to show some of their handiwork by launching their rockets. And let's get a countdown for them. In 3, 2, 1, fire.
Oh.
3, 2, 1, fire. 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 Now, as an added feature, we wanted to go big. So what we did is all of our Bill Nye experience that we've had, we came up with Night Sky 1. And Alana?
Wow.
Here we go. Now, instead of a straw, we have our leaf blower of science. All right, in 3, 2, 1. But we made a second rocket. Aaron, come on over to this side. Night Sky 2. Give it a look. All right, 3, 2, 1.
So now I'm going to bring into the broadcast another camera that we have that is over by the launch site or your planet. Let's see how many of those rockets made it over there.
Well, they were highly successful, and we have different point values for different hits that they actually make. And the tournament process is kind of like a golf tournament.
Great. I think we probably need to pull one of these cameras out. I think we're getting a little bit of kickback on here. So I'm wondering, could we, Mr. Stravey, would it be possible for us to talk to another one of your parents that's there today to hear a little bit more about their experience?
All right. We have a shy parent coming over right now.
Great. Hello. How are you?
Austinson.
Please introduce yourself.
My name is Eric Austinson, and I'm a parent here, and I've been, my son and I have been here for 5 years.
So what did you do today?
I was asked to create a rocket last night independently from my son, and then I launched them here testing the different methods. I made a couple different wider, some little thinner, some with different fins. I used that experimental method that Ken Stravey had talked about.
So we heard from some of our students what they learned today. What did you learn today and through this experience?
You know, I learned that there's a lot of synergies and good things that happen when we work together, when we use a positive attitude, and we challenge ourselves. I think that's the most important thing, so we continue to challenge ourselves.
And you got to have fun with your son on a Friday afternoon at school. What a better way to end the week, right?
It was a great way to end the week. Looking forward to the weekend.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for your involvement in our schools, and we're glad you were able to join us today.
Welcome. It's my pleasure.
So, Mr. Stravey, what's next?
Well, a big thank you, not only to our PTA who make sure that we have all the supplies we need for a project like this, but also our principal and our support staff. Everybody here just makes this possible for us. We dream it up, and then people make it happen. We also have a final salute to you. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
We are ready. Let's just really quickly, hello, fifth graders. Hi. Look at this launch area. You have really staged quite an event. Hi. All right. Are we ready for the final launch?
All right. We're doing the 200 rocket salute. In 3, 2, 1.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Washington. Thank you, Washington fifth graders and Washington teachers and Mrs. Craig. We are very proud of all the work that you put into creating these rockets, and we hope you had a good experience practicing with your parents today, allowing them to get a feel for what it is that you do every single day. Thank you so much for joining us. You can say hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Great. All right. Well, Mr. Stravey, thank you so much for taking the lead on this. And thank you, Mr. Stravey. I think we need to get one last look at you with your helmet on and turn around for us so we can see this NASA, this astronaut uniform. Wow. And he's got the moonwalk down and everything. Thank you so much, Mr. Stravey. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Well, that's it for this edition of Live in Your Community Schools. We will be back next month with another show. Hopefully we'll be at one of your middle schools. That's one level we have not been at yet. So thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.